everyone! Welcome back to another 1v1 battle. I'm bringing Chaos. We were facing off against the dwarves for this one. The leader here, Kholek, got a buff in HP. His tail swipes now attack people. He has a bonus versus large. It was increased by +10, so he's just been buffed in general. The Shaggoth also received similar buffs as well. I am also going to be trying out the chariot increase in their ability to pull through and just their buffs in general. So I brought two Gorby's chariots, which look pretty damn awesome. I don't really get to see these guys up close that much. But yeah, they look pretty cool. The main line of my army, though, for Chaos here, we have four Chaos Marauders with great weapons, 2 on each of the flanks, and then in the middle we have 4 Chaos Warriors with great weapons to hold the center. Behind them we have a Chaos Sorcerer of Metal, because that never gets shown, really. So I was like, let's bring the Chaos Sorcerer of Metal this time and have some fun. So we brought Transmutation of Lead, which is still a pretty damn good hex for the Chaos. It's an AoE, drops their melee damage to melee attack, and for dwarves that's really hits home. Then I also brought Gehenna's Golden Hounds, because that's a spell that no one ever uses. And I was like, But on top of that, we do get bonus versus armor piercing map-wide because of the metal shifting passive, which is a really good metal lore ability, basically. And then behind the Chaos Marauders with great weapons, we also have these Aspiring Champions, one here and then one over there. So for the Dwarf faction for this one, let me get rid of that. They are bringing 2 Thunderers that are aiming out front. We have a group of Iron Breakers behind them, a Peak Gate Guard. They have brought Grombrindal with a Runesmith. On the flanks, they have Dwarf Warriors with great weapons here and here. They have the Skulder Guard, the Warrior of Renown Iron Drakes. You look really badass. And they shoot steam, and they're pretty cool. Just look at they just look so cool. Behind them we have the Warriors of Dragonfire Pass, and then we have 2 Longbeards with great weapons again, who have been buffed in their HP, I think melee defense, and now they have charge bonus or charge defense against large, which is odd for a great axe, but I don't know. Sure, that's fine, I guess. Dwarves got a pretty big patch or pretty big improvement in this patch altogether. Not sure if they really needed it, but I don't know. I'll test them out in the future. So anyway, those are the armies, and we are going to march along this giant open field. Well, I guess not really field, just these plains, because this is one of the multiplayer maps that is selected for us. I'm going to be getting our Chaos Chariots over here along with Kholek, and then our main line is just going to... The idea is to wrap around, like... I'll use a red one because that's cooler. Wrap around like that and just hit them and collapse them on all sides and just do all kind of crazy shit right in here. But seeing that they have Thunderers that are pointing out in the middle towards my Warriors with great weapons, my Chaos Warriors, I would much rather have the Marauders take those hits, so I'm actually going to form a double line here instead of just one giant long line, because the Thunderers are not going to be able to fire really through my Chaos Marauders to hit the Chaos Warriors behind them. So I'm going to make sure that we're going to screen our army with these Marauders so that they can take the hits from the Thunderers on our approach. That is why I'm doing a bunch of movement over there. That's exactly what I'm doing. Grombrindal. This dwarf is one badass dwarf, man. He can kill Kholek. He can kill so many creatures, so many heroes, so many lords. He is no joke. And I know this because I bring Grombrindal a lot because he is a badass old dwarf. So I'm going to try my best to keep Kholek away from Grombrindal when the engagement hits. That's the plan anyway. So you can see the Thunderers are going to start pouring fire into our Chaos Marauders with great weapons, and that is okay. Some of the bullets are piercing through the lines to get to the Chaos Warriors, but that's just going to happen. And we're just going to continue to close in. And again, the whole plan is to hit their center and then hit the flanks. Right over here, I did do a Gorby's Chariot, sorry, I just missed that. But the Longbeards with great weapons didn't really want to budge. Also hit these guys with Kholek's special ability, which you can see dealt a lot of damage. We're going to take some fire from these Thunderers on our way out. And our center is getting massacred by the Iron Breakers throwing their satchel charges, and then the Thunderers that were pouring fire along with the Skulder Guard. Almost did a quick charge, kind of did, against these Longbeards, and we're going to come in and cycle charge with the Gorby's Chariots. Still getting our army in position. We have hit on their right side, but we haven't fully enveloped them yet because our Chaos Warriors are pretty slow. Gorby's Chariot's going to come in here, and on a moving Longbeard, they don't, when they're not braced, they don't have that charge defense versus large, so we got some decent penetration here. We're going to be pulling out here very soon. Kholek doing the cycle charging as well. Center again is just broken due to the Iron Breakers and how much fire we took from the Skulder Guard and the Thunderers. There goes Gehenna's Golden Hounds, because why not? Let's use that spell that is never used. And then it goes back, and of course, it goes back into our own Chaos Warriors. Thank you, Vortex spells. There's a reason why no one brings you. Over here, we're going to drop the debuff, the Hex. It's going to lower all of their melee attack and weapon damage. as we continue to cycle charge with Kholek and the 2 Gorpy's chariots on the enemy's left flank here. We also have Chaos Warriors that I'm going to be eventually spreading out to envelop more. Right now they're just kind of bunched up, but I am going to try and spread them out and use them more effectively. Grombrindal is going to attach himself to Kholek's backside and try to bring him down, and I'm like, So we are going to run. You can see Grombrindal dropped his flashbang right there. It did actually hit Kholek, but I am trying to keep Kholek away from Grombrindal while at the same time dealing some damage on our way out, so we're going to do some damage to those Thunderers and stop them from firing. We've been taking a lot of damage from the Skolder Guard. I've just been kind of ignoring them because I've been micromanaging our Gorpy's chariots and trying to get this fully enveloped maneuver around these Dwarf Warriors with our Chaos Warriors and Marauders, while also maintaining micromanagement on our 2 Gorpy's chariots, trying to cycle charge them where I need them. Right here you see I'm going to cycle charge into these Thunderers that's being held together by this, or being held in place by the Chaos Sorcerer of Metal. So we're going to charge right through the Thunderers line, deal some good damage there. We're doing another Gehenna's Golden Hounds on the other Thunderer group. It does decent damage, but then it just kind of goes off. I don't know. Vortex spells are weird. That's why no one really brings them. They're just unreliable. That's the problem. Like, they deal damage. It's just they're unreliable in the direction they're going to go. So yeah, these Skolder Guard are just destroying my Aspiring Champions and Chaos Warriors over here, and I ignore them for a very long time. We're going to get another cycle charge with our 2nd Gorpy's Chariot, just trying to destroy the dwarven middle of the 2 Thunderers there, and you can see they're starting to rout off the battlefield. These Chaos Warriors with great weapons are going to go around the Longbeards because they are not needed in this fight, and I'm going to try and get them into the Thunderers. Meanwhile, Kholek is still cycle charging in and out. Here comes another charge of the Gore Beast into the backs of these Iron Breakers, getting a lot of good penetration since we hit them from the back, and that's going to disrupt them and do some damage on the way out. And you can see they, like, the Chariots definitely have some penetration abilities now. They're really good at getting into combat and then getting out. Warriors Dragon Fire Pass going to try and hold off our Aspiring Champions and our Chaos Warriors over here who are now fighting against Grombrindal and them. We're going to be pulling in some reinforcements that are right behind them, which is something that the Dwarf Warriors do not want to happen. Meanwhile, we dealt some damage to the Runesmith, and we are still doing cycle charging with our 2 Gore Beasts. You can see there. When they are hitting units that are on the move, that is the best, because there's nothing to stop them. These, though, do hit a roadblock of Grombrindal, unfortunately. I am going to pull them out soon, but they do take a couple hits from Grombrindal, which is not what they want. The Warriors Dragonfire Pass are a very hardy unit, but when they are surrounded by a bunch of angry Chaos Warriors with great weapons, they are going to melt. And again, we are just using our Gore Beasts, trying to micromanage them as much as possible, cycle charging in and out of different units. Runesmith is trying to come over here. We drop another hex of the transmutation of lead on the entire, or what remains of the Dwarven army. Out here, we're going to be throwing in some routing Chaos Marauders into these Thunderers, and we're using our Gorpy's Chariots to destroy and reroute these very small units, trying to make sure that they do not come back to assist what's left of the Peak Gate Guard, who's just been tanking it up with Aspiring Champions, Chaos Marauders, and I believe they tanked out some Chaos Warriors as well. They have been dealing a lot of damage to my army. I only think I got maybe 1 or 2 cycle charges off on them, but you can see we're just kind of on the peripherals here with the Kholek and the Gorpy's Chariots, just trying to make sure that nothing comes in here to assist Grombrindal, who we are now holding down with the Aspiring Champions. We're going to throw a couple more units into him just to keep him in place and deal some damage, as the PK Guard is going to finally rout, and they are almost dead. Those guys hold on to the bitter end. Here comes Kholek and the Gorpy's Chariots, and Kholek is going to be assigned to attack this Runesmith because he is low on health, but he can take out a Runesmith. We're going to knock him down as well, and these Gorpy's Chariots are going to pull them off and do some more charges on the other units that are still out here that came back from routing. One Gorpy's is going to go and I believe hit these Iron Breakers, who my opponent was paying attention and moved them out of the way of Kholek's ability, so very good micro there. And then the other one is going to go off on the Skolder Guard. I'm seeing the Skolder Guard coming in range of Kholek, and I don't want him to take any more damage, so I'm actually going to pull him away from this fight on the Runesmith until this Gorpy's Chariot can deal with them. You'll see that here soon. I'm going to pull him out towards this way. Meanwhile, most of our forces are just kind of holding Grombrindal at bay, and he's doing a lot of damage, but that's okay, because our Gorpy's Chariots and Kholek are destroying the rest of his army. And you can break Grombrindal by leadership. He is not unbreakable. That's kind of his one weakness, I guess, is that he's unbreakable. A lot of leadership, though. So now that these Skolder Guard are being dealt with, I'm going to re-engage with Kholek to try and destroy the Runesmith. I just didn't want any of those Skolder Guard dealing some damage to Kholek at this point, so we're taking care of them. Over here, we dealt with the Iron Breakers once again with the Gorpy's Chariot, the Chaos Sorcerer Metal, who's been very effective at just kind of finding little pockets of resistance, and what remains of these two units there. And now it is time to just kind of close in the noose on Grombrindal, and you see that his morale is going to break. If you break his army, you will break Grombrindal. You don't have to actually kill him. That, again, that is his weakness, and that's a totally valid tactic to try and murder literally every single dwarf on the field, basically, just so you don't have to fight him directly with your hero. Because you saw, like, in the very short combat that he was in with Kholek, Kholek was getting his ass whooped, because Grombrindal is a beast. But luckily enough, Kholek is very fast, so you want to utilize Kholek's strength, and that is his speed of 80, and the the fact that he can just run away from most engagements that are not favorable towards him. Like, let's say, a very angry old dwarf who has a giant axe hitting his butt, you know? So you can just run away, and you can do cycle charge with Kholek. So he's... Like, I know a lot of people kind of crap on Kholek, but I've always thought that he's a very solid hero. Very susceptible to focusing fire of, you know, thunderers, crossbows, and things, but you just gotta utilize them and try to keep him out of those fields of fire. Try to preoccupy any enemies, armor-piercing range contingents like those thunderers, like what I did with the Gehenna's Golden Hounds, was basically just there to throw them off their feet so they just couldn't fire. I was just trying to disrupt them for as long as possible so they couldn't focus down on Kholek or my Gorby's chariots. And that's kind of what a big part of this game is. The range damage, you just gotta do whatever you can to keep them busy. And it's very easy for the undead now that they can just summon 7 skeletons or zombies from any person who knows the vampire lore, which is like a whole other rant that I think maybe CA went a little crazy on the vampire count buff with that summoning crap. Also, since we're talking about summons, the Arachnarok Queen can summon 5 spiderlings now. And another thing, the summons now, since they're temporary, they're all unbreakable. At least from what I've tested so far. Like, the Arachnarok Queen spiderlings never seem to rout. The summoned skeletons never seem to rout, even though they're taking massive damage. Well, I mean, they don't rout anyway, but their leadership isn't really seem to be affected. I don't know if that's a bug or if that's actually intentional for all summon units to be unbreakable now. But man, I think they went a little crazy with the summoning. But anyway, sorry, I'm kind of getting off topic here. Kholek, 77 kills. Sorcerer Metal, 19 kills. The Chaos Marauders did excellent. Look at these kills on these Chaos Marauders. They are so cheap. Although at the same time, I guess Dwarven Warriors are cheap now too. Actually, Dwarven Warriors are 425, I think now. The Great Weapon version, 475. You know, we'll check on that, because again, they got some major buffs. But anyway, a lot of nice kills in the Chaos Marauders. The Aspiring Champions, they were just there to buff the leadership of the Chaos Marauders, basically, but they still did some damage. The Chaos Warriors' Great Weapons kind of didn't get to do too much. But a lot of them were probably fighting against the PK Guard and the Ironbreakers, who are some very hard units. Gorby's Chariots, over 50 kills each. Definitely not bad, especially since their army was relatively small, so I'm pretty happy with the way this army worked out. For my opponent, Bullfrog, 32 kills on Grombrindal, 2 on the Runesmith. Dwarf Warriors with Great Weapons did excellent damage there, especially with how cheap they are now. The Warriors Dragonfire Pass, at first, were doing really well, but then we sandwiched them in between Chaos Warriors with Great Weapons, and they just kind of melted, because that's what happens when you get charged in the back with angry men with giant axes. Ironbreakers did excellent. The PK Guard did really well. Thunderers, I managed to shut down in many ways, again, with the Gehenna's Golden Hounds, charging them with the Gore Beast. And when I had nothing, when I had no tools around them, that's why I threw my Sorcerer Lord of Metal in there, just to stop them from firing. This one little dude stopped an entire unit of Thunderers from firing their guns for a little time until I could get the Gore Beast Chariots in there. So again, you try and disrupt the enemy's infantry. Take out, or ranged, if you're worried about it killing you, which I definitely was, because Thunderers are pretty strong if you let them just sit there and fire all day. And then the Scolder Guard. That unit I did ignore for way too long. 50 kills is pretty good against my Aspiring Champions and Chaos Warriors, so really good job with the Scolder Guard use there, putting them in a position to get some good flanking shots in. So yeah, let's check out the Dwarf Warriors, because I think the Dwarf Warrior with Great Weapon is only 475. Yeah. Only 475 for a Dwarf Warrior Great Weapon, and I believe their melee attack was increased, or was it their melee defense? I know they got additional hit points per model as well, but so they got a buff. So this one is only 25 more than a minor with blasting charges now, and look, like their buffs were increased as well. They have a melee defense of 40. I'm pretty sure that was increased. I'll check the patch notes again, but I'm pretty sure they used to be like 36, somewhere around there. I don't remember them being 40, but these guys are so cost effective now. They were kind of cost effective before. Well, they kind of are on the edge. But like now, holy shit, man. Dwarf Warriors, really good. Really good. I think anyway. And then the buff to the Dwarf Warrior Longbeards with Great Weapons to give them charge defense versus large is pretty huge, in my opinion. And I think their melee defense and attack may have been increased. Overall, I know all of the hit points for most of these infantry units were increased. That I am for sure about. What other big changes were there? The cannon was increased in its range. It's not a huge buff, but still its in range is now 440, so it's only 10 below the Empire Great Cannon, so that's cool. And then the organ guns range was increased by 15, I want to say. So okay, there you go. There's a buff for the organ gun, I guess, if you want to bring that. Any other big changes for these guys? I don't know. I don't think so. I guess the Skolder Guard are better because now a general change is that all the renowned warriors, they have the accuracy and reload skill of a unit of rank 9 now. I guess that they didn't have that before. So in theory, these guys are more accurate and fire faster than they used to do. So that's kind of a buff to them, I guess. But yeah, anyway, Dwarves got a big buff. I haven't played with them yet, but I'm sure I'll bring some Dwarven goodness here soon in multiplayer. So yeah, again, good game to my opponent. Let's just watch a cinematic view of what just happened there. I don't see Thunderers that often. It's nice to see them again. Honestly, I would usually just bring the Rangers with great weapons because they can throw their axes over the front line of Dowie, and they don't really have many problems with line of sight. But still, Thunder is really cool. You can see these Longbeards are like, no, get away from me. Woo, Kholek. Kholek's thundering ability is just amazing. It did so much damage to these guys. Yeah, you can see their charge defense versus large and just their high mass. They just said no to those Gorby's chariots. They're like, we're not going to let you get through here. Sapper charge is going down, just massacring my poor marauders. Now you can see these Thunderers trying to fire at Kholek. That's what I'm trying to run them away. We need to shut these guys down because they can easily kill Kholek at range. Grombrindal trying to get out there and Kholek. I guess I just charged Kholek in. I don't think I noticed Grombrindal. I didn't see that before. That was not intentional. I was charging the Warriors Dragonfire Pass. It just like belly flopped him off. Okay, that was funny. Kholek just disrespected Grombrindal. Now I see why he was trying to chase me down through most of that match. The Medal of Lore may not be the most loved medal or lore, but the Hex to drop the opponent's weapon damage and their melee attack is still pretty good. I think it lasts for like 30 seconds, which is not bad. Now you can see my Chaos Sorcerer is just holding this entire group of Thunderers at bay. Charging Kholek in here as he runs away from Grombrindal. Jeez. I think these Skolder Guard just hurt their own dudes, firing at these Chaos Sorcerers. More Thunderer coming down to this Runesmith and friends. As I'm trying to run away from Grombrindal. Chaos Warriors, you couldn't even walk slower than that. What is going on here? I want to try and follow these Gore Beasts in. Oh, wait. The Hounds! Woot! Vortex spells! Yeah! Going off to destroy nothing. Looks cool, though. Not the most enthusiastic charge, but I like to imagine these guys gave each other high fives as they were passing each other up. They're like, yeah, we're wrecking these guys. Like, hell yeah, bro. And they just high five each other. I think Chaos are bro people. Kholek is alpha bro. I mean, I guess that would be Archeon instead of the alpha bro. Gorby just kind of run these guys down. They're really cool. I like that the chariots were buffed. And so far, they don't seem like OP buff. Because I remember like in Rome 2, there was a time where chariots in that game were just like overpowered, if my memory serves me correctly. But chariots don't feel that way. They feel pretty nice. Oh my god, just run them over. Jeez, you gorillas. You brutes. Oh man. Yeah, these guys fell pretty quickly when we rear charged them. Ooh. A couple bros will not be making it home today. Aww. Aww. Poor little cute gore beast. Grombrindal is in here somewhere, right? Oh, no, wait. I think he's over here. There you are. You're just covered in blood. You got this, aspiring champion. Dude, he survived 2 blows so far from Grombrindal. That's heroic. Well. Oh, he got back up. Survived 3 blows from Grombrindal. Promote that man to a demon. Demon prince or something. And then he went right back in. Oh! Couldn't survive the 4th, though. Wait! Oh, wow. Dude, is he going to live this whole battle? I need to see. So this is him, right? I kind of want to see the rest of the battle, too, but, like, this aspiring champion... I think it's this one. Ah, I want to see the rest of the fight, though. What else is going on? We'll just imagine that he did survive this encounter with Grombrindal and went on to become a Demon Prince. Oh, get him. Hug him. He did. He gave him a hug. No Corby's hug. Oh, but then he got back up. Give him another hug. Aww. This dwarf got to go home and tell his friends what happened. I can't click. Hold on. I just want to see if any of those aspiring champions are still left alive. Yeah? I think he lived. We'll say he lived. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the battle with Chaos and the Chariots. I will see you all next time. Take care.